everyone, welcome to day 2 of my free yoga series, Back to Basics. In today's session we'll be doing a seated practice just to start to mobilize the spine, the hips and the shoulders. So for today's practice I've got some blocks, so if you don't have blocks at home you could just get some big books. You could also use a cushion, or even if you've got a blanket or a towel you could also roll up, that's also fine. So most of the positions that we'll do today are also fine to do in a chair if you prefer to sit in a chair, and I'll give some modifications as well. So when you're ready, we just come to a comfortable seat. So you can maybe sit onto the heels with the knees in front, or if it's more comfortable you can maybe take a block and then just sit onto the block just to give a bit of height so that the hips are above the knees. And if you're sitting in a chair, just as we did in our video yesterday, just bringing the soles of the feet to plant onto the ground. So from here, we'll just start to take a couple of breaths together. So when you're ready, take a nice big breath in, lengthening the sides, lifting the chest, and then exhaling, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. So we'll take this 2 more times, breathing in nice and full, and then exhaling. And then last big breath together, breathing in, and then exhaling. And then from here we'll take one hand down to the side, doesn't matter which hand, and then the other hand will inhale to lift all the way up to the sky, get nice and long through the side body, and then as you exhale we're going to gently bend over to the side. So here maybe the bottom elbow bends, maybe if it's accessible you could maybe bring the forearm down. So just finding a space where you can get a nice stretch, and then keep turning the chest up to the sky, maybe looking up to the top hand, or alternatively you can gaze down to the bottom hand just to give a different stretch to the neck. So take one more breath here, and then with control we'll inhale, lifting both hands up, and then exhaling over to the other side. So breathing in to lift, expand through the side, and then exhaling to gently twist. Keep turning that shoulder back behind you, opening the chest to the sky. So take one more breath, and then inhaling, coming all the way back up. We'll do this one more time on each side, so descending down through the other hand, inhaling to lengthen, then exhaling to lean over. Keep rotating the chest up, shoulders from the ears, one more breath. And then when you're ready to inhale, coming all the way back up to center, exhaling, opposite hand down, inhaling to lift through the top fingers, exhaling to twist, to bend over to the side. Take one more breath here, and then inhaling all the way back up, and then exhaling, opening the hands nice and wide, dropping the hands down. From here we'll take a little side twist. So you can bring one hand over to the opposite knee, okay? So if anyone practicing today is pregnant, you can actually keep the twist open, bringing the hand on the front knee, just directly in front, okay? So wherever you are, inhaling, the other hand comes behind the back. So inhaling to lift, and then exhaling, we'll start to twist from the belly, so drawing the belly into the spine, and then staying here for another 2 breaths. So as you breathe in, lengthening up out of the hips, and then exhaling, gently twisting. Take one more breath, and then from here we're just going to gaze towards the front shoulder. So just giving an extra stretch to the neck here. Take another breath here. And then as you exhale, we'll look back to center and then just gently untwist the arms. Take a breath through the center. And then as you exhale, we'll switch hands over to the other side. So same option, either bringing opposite hand to opposite knee, or just bringing the hand on the knee directly in front if you want to keep the twist open. The other hand comes behind the back. Inhaling to lift, and then exhaling to twist. So twisting from the belly and the lower spine. So take another 2 breaths, breathing in to lengthen, and then exhale into twist. And then very gently, staying here, we'll just gaze towards the front shoulder, giving an extra stretch for the neck. And at the end of your exhale, slowly looking forward, and then slowly releasing the hands. Beautiful. So then we'll just take some shoulder rolls, so lifting the shoulders up to the ears as you breathe in, and then exhaling, drawing the shoulders down onto the back. 2 more times, breathing in, and then exhaling. And last one, lifting the shoulders up as high as you can, and then exhaling, rounding and down onto the back. So then from here, we're going to come into a cat-cow stretch. So normally we can do this on the hands and the knees. So if you're familiar with this, feel free to take that modification. Otherwise, you can stay seated and just bring in the hands to the tops of the thighs. So when you're ready, as you inhale, we're going to drag the hands back to the hips, drawing the elbows together, and then lifting up through the chest. So gentle lift of the chin. And then as you exhale, we're going to push the hands away, curl the spine, round in the back, and then drawing chin to chest. That's it. Keep going, inhaling, lifting the chest up, drawing the elbows towards the ribs, shoulders down, and then exhaling, curling, sitting more towards the back of the body, drawing the chin to the chest. So we'll do this 2 more times, breathing in, lifting up to create space, and then exhaling, curling through the spine. Just getting some fluidity through the spine here. And last one, breathing in, and then exhaling. And then slowly, the end of your exhale, coming back to center. So then from here, we're going to come forward onto the hands and the knees. So you can bring the hands forward, just release the legs, maybe give them a little shake if they're feeling a bit tingly. And then just move any props out to the side. We're going to come to the hands and the knees, so coming into a tabletop. So we'll keep the toes tucked here for stability. And then just look down towards your hands. So making sure that the fingers are spread nice and wide, wrists are under the shoulders, and then just checking that your knees are under the hips. So giving a nice long neutral spine, and looking down towards your fingers so that the neck is in line with the rest of the spine. So take a breath here. And then we're going to press down through the left hand. Inhale with bringing the right hand up and forward. And then when your next inhale, we're going to lift the left leg up and back. So pressing out through the heel, pointing the toes down. Let's take one more breath. Another option here, if you like, is you can draw on the exhale, elbow towards the knee. Otherwise, just staying here to work on your balance, to create strength. Take one more breath. And then exhaling, hand comes down, knee comes down. And then just take some movement in the hips, maybe some circles, just to release any tension. And then we'll move to the other side. So from here, we'll extend the right heel back, toes pointing down, keeping the hips as you can, as much neutral as you can. And then inhaling up with the left hand. Taking 3 more breaths. Another option again here on this side is to pulse. On the exhale, maybe drawing elbow to knee. So just choosing whichever modification is best for you today. Taking 1 more breath. And then exhaling, hand comes down, knee comes down. And then we'll just make some circles, nice big circles with the hips, moving in one direction. So keeping the hands and the feet really steady. So the fingertips are pressing into the mat. So this just helps to protect the wrists. And then moving in the other direction. So just feeling the weight coming forward onto the wrists, back onto the heels and the toes. And feel free to pause anywhere that feels a bit tight or sticky. Taking a few more cycles on this direction. And then from here, keeping the knees out a little bit wider, We'll drop the toes down, big toes to touch. And then as you exhale, we're going to press back. So drawing the sit bones towards the heels. And then we're going to come into child's pose, balasana. So you can stay here if it feels nice to keep the chest lifted, shoulders drawing back. Or another option, if you'd like, is to bring the hands down. You can maybe grab a block for the head, resting the forehead, and just allowing the hips to descend. Belly is nice and soft as you breathe in and out. So we'll stay here for 5 breaths. So as you breathe in, taking your breath to all spaces of the body. And as you exhale, melting hips, belly, heart towards the earth. Taking 3 more breaths, just like this. Filling up the belly as you breathe in. Gentle drawing of navel to spine as you breathe out. Taking 1 final breath here. And then if the head is lowered, on your next breath in, you can just gently press into the hands to lift the head. And then we'll slowly walk the fingertips back towards the knees. And then just drawing the knees together. Then you can just come to sit back onto the heels. So this is today's practice. So this is great to add on to the video from yesterday, the centering practice. So you could start with the centering practice and then move into this little warm-up to mobilize the spine, the hips and the shoulders. But this is also a great practice to do on its own if you feel like you need a bit of movement in the body. So thank you for joining and stay posted for more videos coming really soon. Have a lovely day.